My first guest tonight is a talented actress. She's also a singer, and she has been in such motion pictures as Brewster McCloud, another one called A Little Romance, Welcome to L.A., and the original film MASH. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Sally Kellerman. Thank you for being here. You look terrific, and
thank you, David.
I enjoyed this. Brewster McCloud was a really neat movie, by the way.
Oh, it was. It was a. I think Robert Altman always says it's one of his favorites. You know, sort of a cult film.
It was, yeah, curious, odd kind of deal. Do you get mixed up with the woman who was in the television series Loretta Swit? Do people confuse you at all since you played the same role in the film?
Yes, I think. People do confuse me. Not my peers, but people out in the far Midwest. I mean, you know, the television.
What do you call those people?
In the
out
middle
there
of the country between the two places, you know, LA and New York. Just kidding, of course. Yes, I think they do, because they play the movie MASH so much on television, and then, of course, the series has been such a big hit for so many years.
But you don't look alike, do you? Or do you?
I don't think we do. We both got blonde hair and big mouths.
Have you met this woman? Spent any time with her?
Just recently I met her, and she's very nice.
Yeah.
Very sweet to me. And
we have these.
we're real glad the series is over, so we don't have to be asked that anymore.
We have the photographs here.
Oh, that's great. Oh, this has never happened before.
So there is a similarity, oddly enough, although it wouldn't immediately come to mind, would it?
Well, give me a rose and let's see. You know.
Yeah. Well, you have a little flower there also.
Oh, I do have a flower, right?
Yeah. Now, may I ask you how tall you are?
Yes, you may, David.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Yeah. And you were 5'10" early in life, weren't you?
I was 5'10" in about the 6th grade or 5th grade, something like that.
Yes.
5'9", maybe. Yes, I suffered a great deal.
What kind of suffering?
Well,
No, I don't mean that to be nasty or anything, but as
I like the question. No, I do. It was always, my grammar school class was like this, you know, and then there was me. And in my day, there weren't as many tall women. It wasn't such a big deal. I enjoy it now, but I probably was just self-conscious, you know, and probably could have had a boyfriend if I hadn't been so self-conscious. I think there were tall girls who had boyfriends, but I wasn't one of them.
Yeah. How's your singing career?
Well, it's fine. I think of that as my underground career. You know, I've been out singing, and I've turned down movies and spent years on the road and stuff singing, but still and yet, we haven't heard one of my records. I've been recording, and I'm just finishing an album in Nashville. In May I'll finish, and hope maybe this will be my coming out party.
No, after the success of the films, you went out and toured singing, and you had to deal with some rough audiences, huh?
Yes, I did in the beginning. And, of course, when I first went out, they announced me as Hot Lips, you know, and then I'd arrive and the thing, I went out my first tour, and I had these 3 background singers whose costumes were much more beautiful than mine. And I remember my very first night in Ohio, I said, and now, you know, the background group will be coming back any moment now. And somebody in the front row said, well, thank goodness. You know. And I always thought I was a great humanitarian, and I loved all people, and particularly the, you know, the great unwashed.
Once again, it's the Midwest. You seem to.
Well, I'm going to be real popular. I have several new films coming out I know you'll want to see. Buy my records immediately.
But, well, that's nightclub audiences, regardless of the location, can be difficult.
Oh, yes, particularly if you're not particularly good. And I didn't know. Audiences are wonderful if you're cooking and you're singing what you should be. And I think one of the difficult things that I found, not being a songwriter, is to find out where you belong and what you really should be singing. And I think my early tours will make a great screenplay. You know, I started out with feathers and diamonds and ended up in slacks and a shirt. But you know.
So you were singing your own material?
Now?
No, when you started out.
No, just, you know, whatever my friends would write, or some rock and roll, or anything. And as I say, it's finding out what really belongs on you.
Yeah. I want to ask you about, I saw today in an article about you recorded something once. I don't even know how to bring this up, so maybe I won't.
Come on.
No, I will. I'll bring it up. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's go away for a commercial. I'll screw up my courage and ask the question when we return. I have this right here. I'm going to read part of this. This is an article appearing in an American newspaper not long ago, 80. 3/30/80. When would that be? What was the third month? That's
January,
March, isn't it?
February.
January, February, March is the third month.
We're not. I'm an actress.
Sally
ladies and
Kellerman
gentlemen,
walks
not
like an
very bright.
anchovy. Walks like an anchovy, says here, and talks like sugar caramelizing in a pan. She rarely makes a sentence without snapping her fingers. I have not observed any of these.
Well, thank you, David.
On and on and on and on. Down to here. Down to here, toward the end. I'm afraid to read this. I can read it. What the hell? We're more or less adults here, aren't we?
I was warned by my friends that you're very brave. So.
Well, I don't know if brave is the correct word, but let's don't play with that.
With
Don't-
other people's
don't-
lives. I'm sorry.
I just did a cut on a record album where I faked 20 orgasms to music.
This is an older article, I think, isn't it, than 83 or maybe
No,
a
this is
repeat?
March 30th, 1980.
I see, but maybe it was a rerun of something else.
Oh, a
My-
reprint from another.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I-
Is there a word of truth in this?
I began my career, Quincy and Quincy Jones, Harold Robbins, I hope you're listening, Ray Brown. My first recording, I forgot this. I was under contract to Verve when I was 18, but my first real words to music were moaning to some a Quincy Jones track. And do we say orgasm on television?
Well, we did. Now,
And I was supposed to, be moaning as if,
yeah.
and we'll let you use your imaginations. Moaning to the big climax in the sky.
That's
And
interesting.
I wasn't heard from for years after that either.
What did you get paid for that?
I don't remember.
Yeah. When you were very young. What did that?
You don't
You can't tell. We don't know it.
What did you want to
What
do?
did it? No, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
You also now look at this. There's another thing in the article.
Oh, dear.
Now, does that bother you being known as that?
Kook. That's what it says in the article.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. I'll say orgasm, but I won't say kook, isn't it?
I prefer orgasm to kook. I mean, my darling husband is watching, I hope. Kook. I don't know why I got the name Kook, because they play a lot of silly characters, and then people think you're silly.
But you're a fine actress.
Thank you, David. Yes, I enjoy acting, and I think that I have many levels in a big range of characters. But because I started out in comedy and films, I think that's how that stuck with me.
What do you have in the offing?
Well, I just did a wonderful 3-hour special with Treat Williams, the Jack Dempsey story, and I played Jack Dempsey's first wife, who we believe was a prostitute, and I get to sing in it. I get to sing "Peg on My Heart," and I'm always chasing rainbows. I call it the singing prostitute. That's my role, And
Is it tough to work with a guy named Treat? Is that a problem? Yeah.
no, but I wanted to write him a note when we'd finished working, and
Yeah.
he'd send a little memento. It was very thoughtful and sweet of the show. And Treat, I hope you're listening. I tried so hard not to say, "Dear Treat, thank you so much for the lovely treat." What a treat to receive such a lovely treat. I threw that letter out, But
That would be the problem.
oh, he's such a wonderful actor, though. It was a real delight.
And this will be on the Jack Dempsey story soon?
I think that'll be on in the fall.
Terrific.
And my husband, Jonathan Crane with a K, and Blake Edwards are developing a half-hour comedy series for me. So
Well, good
that
luck
should be
on all fronts. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure to meet
Thank you
too,
very
David.
much. Sally Kellerman, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. We have to go away for station identification.